Hello, this is a Trade Wisdom session that was originally scheduled for July 29th, 2015. It is August 4th, 2015. The date should give you an idea of when it was released. As always, derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This segment is about success in trading, the myths and the requirements. This segment was brought to you by Stage 5 Trading, which is a brokerage that I helped build with the traders in mind, using as much knowledge from my prop trading experience as possible. Let's start with the definition of success. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines success as the fact of getting or achieving wealth, respect, or fame, the correct or desired result of an attempt. I think the first description is very broad and is very profit or money focused, but the real definition of success, as far as I'm concerned, is the second definition. It is the achieving the desired result of an attempt that you make. The topic of success in trading is a very touchy one on many levels. It is what we are pursuing together, just like with every other pursuit, but few of us can truly define it. As always, success is never guaranteed, and it is not linear in process. The process is very up and down, and it could be quite volatile, and we'll discuss that a little bit later. It entails taking controlled risks, experiencing setbacks, working through frustrations, and creating a transformation in how you see your environment, and an element of risk. Creating a transformation in how you see your environment. This is a key part. Again, we'll discuss that shortly. What truly does it take to be successful at trading? Let's start by I'll start by telling you that what I'm sharing here is my opinion. This opinion was formed from first-hand experience with myself as I learned to trade, and had to relearn the market 3 times basically. One as a SOS equity SOS bandit, trading equities, one as a high-frequency manual future scalper with high volume, and then again taking a larger, firmer perspective on the market for a longer term position. I still day trade, but not I don't do it based on order flow only or based on arbitrage opportunities between markets. As indicated earlier, there's a significant risk of loss to trading, and like many other pursuits, it is not suitable for everyone. When speaking about success with others, you might hear words like passion. That's a big one. You got to have a passion. You got to follow your passion. Struggle, pushing boundaries, sacrifice, suffering, hard work, smart choices, luck, and fate. Let's take a look at, and a lot of those are true. There's plenty of suffering and learning to trade something new. If you've done any sport, you'll, especially things like golf, there's a lot of frustration, but eventually it requires you to push your boundaries. Without pushing your boundaries, without pushing your comfort zone, you cannot expect change. How can change happen if you continue to do the same things and continue to live within the same boundaries? Coming into trading means you're ready to extend those boundaries and to do something that's completely different. A quick word about passion, because this word is flung around a lot in discussions about success and achieving goals. Many will encourage you to pursue your passion. I believe this is just BS. Don't pursue your passion. Passion is an emotion. It's not something that guides your decisions. What you want to do is pursue what makes sense for you and do it with a passion. In other words, once you take a path, you want to find what it is that you love about it and grab onto that and do it with a passion. We choose what we want to be passionate about. It first has to fit our goals. So you first have to choose your goal, then pursue the passion. Don't do trading. Don't call yourself, as someone who's struggling with trading, don't call it your passion. You're just doing it with a passion. Okay, there's a big difference. This is a very large subject, as I said, so I'll narrow it down to what I would expect of you as a prop trader who's getting ready to be hired, and what you might expect the process to look like. I'm going to break that down into the requirements for success. I'm going to break down the requirements for success into 4 distinct elements. You want to pay attention here. I'm kind of opening my recruitment manual and pulling things out of there. Grit. Grit is the biggest thing you have to have in order to sustain yourself during the process of learning to trade successfully. Grit is it's hard to define. Grit is essentially the ability to stay on a course despite setbacks. Grit is what is required of you as a U.S. Marine fighting on the front lines. It's what's required of you. It's what every professional athlete has to have in order to become a professional athlete. You have to be out there practicing despite all setbacks. You have to have a process of regaining your energy and coming back and pursuing things again and again. Look up the word grit. It's a huge part of being a successful investor or trader. Self-awareness, another big thing that's important to your trading. You need to be very aware and honest about where you stand emotionally while you trade, with your goals. You need to know yourself. One of the biggest things that's going to come as a benefit to learning to trade is truly understanding who you are and how you react. We'll talk about that in a second. You have to have a flexible mindset. I run into a lot of people through stage 5, just folks who want to pursue trading as a career, that seem to have a very fixed mindset. There's a lot of work that was done by a person named Dweck. She wrote a book about it. A very good read, and very important in understanding how our minds work. Certain people believe that things have to fit their perception of how things are. In trading, you have to have a flexible mindset. It's one of the key things we look for in a trader. We want to know that if the market changes or conditions change, or there's information that tells us that their idea of whatever they're trading that day has changed, we want to see the change occur within them. We want a flexible mindset. We want someone who believes that they're capable of change if necessary. Very important. And then finally, self-control and discipline. Very big part of this. Most people surprise themselves as to how little discipline they have when they're confronted with losses. Let's dispel a few myths about trading success. Some myths include all you need is to find a system. A little correction is necessary here. Is to find a system. There we go. All you need is to find a system that works and use it. This is a complete myth. It's near impossible, in my opinion, to take on someone else's signal or someone else's homework, apply it to the market, and get the same results. Another myth, it only takes an hour or two of trading to earn what others make in weeks. You see that in advertisements. You could do this from anywhere. You can do it from your yacht. It only takes an hour or two and you could earn thousands upon thousands of dollars in weeks. What you need to understand with respect to this is that yes, when you are successful at this and you have your game together and you are disciplined and you've gone through the process of transforming yourself and are making money in trading, yes, you can make an unknown amount of profit trading just an hour or two every day. However, the cost of that is not to be forgotten. To get to that point, there have been many losses, and to get to the point, there's a lot of preparation and a lot of change that needs to occur. And so it doesn't take an hour or two. It's not something you come on and take on and buy and immediately are able to leave your job and earn 3-4 times your salary trading an hour or two a day. This is an illusion. It's a sales tactic. Find someone who's profitable and copy their trades. That's another illusion. You cannot copy someone else's plan and expect the same results, because a huge part of what we do here has to do with what we believe, our perceptions, how we see things, and the way our mind works. Our mind consists of two conflicting elements, and we need to understand how that works, and each person is different. So taking on someone else's trades, you'll find that you're not able to hold on to them as well as they do, or you're not able to see them as they do. So you'll find that that other person is getting into trades and getting out while you're looking to get in still. You're waiting, you have a fear of missing out, things like that. You must work hard at learning the technical aspects of trading. Long hours pay off. They do not. This is not an endeavor where you have to work really hard at picking up every technical nuance there is. Most people I come across now who trade online have enough technical knowledge and do not need more. The issue is applying a small set of tools. The issue is mastering a handful of ideas, tools, or setups rather than working long hours. There has to be it's very important to have a balance between what you're doing for trading and what you're doing for yourself. You cannot sacrifice yourself, your health, your happiness, your time with your family, and your other obligations for trading. There has to be a balance. Longer hours do not equate to more profits. You can do hundreds of hours worth of study, but the market is randomized in how it gives you wins or losses on every trade, and so more time does not mean more results. Initially, yes, it's important to learn the basics and spend time understanding what the market is. I'm in the process of building a course to accelerate that process, but overall your focus should be on your performance and yourself. Simply, what is my prep? What am I doing today? What am I looking for in the market? How did I perform against my plan? What are my goals for tomorrow? Trading is just like gambling. It is not a real job. It is all about luck. You'll hear that from family members or others who hear that you're struggling with trading or are not getting anywhere, in the first couple of years. They'll look at trading as gambling. Trading is not gambling. We can make trading into gambling if we go and start trading randomly, start ignoring our stops, start taking excessive risk, and basically reducing our win rate to a couple of percent, just like gambling is. Trading has a much higher edge than gambling. Trading is much more like starting a business than it is going to Vegas or Monaco and hitting the casino. The probabilities are not anywhere near gambling probabilities, but we can make it that way if we trade randomly. It is not all about luck. There's a tremendous amount of skill involved, and most of all, there's a tremendous amount of self-knowledge involved to do this. The markets are manipulated by the few, and they cause your losses. This is not true. This is true for certain stocks, I believe, and certain thinner issues in the futures market. But if you look at the general, broad, highly liquid futures products, this is not the case. The market is there to trade, to find value, and to test buyers and sellers, and to assess what prices are fair and unfair. Your ability to be manipulated in and out of your positions is a responsibility that you carry on your shoulders on your own. It's something that you're doing. It is not the market's doing. Yes, there are bigger players that can push and squeeze here and there, but their effect is generally very, very temporary, in my opinion. And you cannot attribute your losses to they or them, or they saw your position, or they know your position. All of that is nonsense, and in any prop shop would not be tolerable. You have to be born to trade. You either have it or you don't. This is absolutely ridiculous. Talent is not born. Talent is made. It is based on how you practice, what you focus your effort on. Everybody can do it. It's, you know, everybody has the ability to do it. Whether you make it or not is a function of how you're capitalized, and those items that I listed earlier: grit, self-awareness, flexible mindset, and self-control. Those elements put together and exercised properly give you the probabilities of winning, in my opinion. There are many more myths that I won't go over because I'm trying to keep this as short as possible. A few things you should expect in your process of attaining success. It will likely take longer than you're expecting. Most things that are worthwhile, most worthy goals, do. Whatever plans you have, chances are you'll overrun them, because you will not perform. You'll surprise yourself by not performing the way you expect. It will cost more than you're expecting, mostly due to excessive losses. Most people eventually, out of the frustration and just the grind of learning to trade, will likely take much higher losses than they anticipated. I've seen this over and over and over, that you know, I tell a trader, here's your loss limit, make sure you stick to it, and they'll swear to me that they're super disciplined, they've never violated any rules, and so on and so forth, and the next thing you know, they're taking 2 or 3 times the loss, and they're forced to sit out the next day or two instead of trading. And it's because we're, as part of learning the process, we start to discover who we are emotionally, what drives us, how strong is our monkey, our chimp mind. And our chimp mind is the cause of these excessive losses, because we are very good at convincing ourselves that this time is different, or we should do something different than what we're supposed to, and we make that decision on the spot in the worst conditions possible. It will involve a lot of misleading and conflicting information. The reason I came online in 2009 is because I was myself seeking a better way to trade. Other than, I was doing fine, but I wanted to take a longer term view on the market. I wanted to refine what I was already doing, and I was just shocked by the amount of nonsense that is out there. In my opinion, it's just incredible how much misleading information and misinformation is out there, and a lot of it comes out from people who don't have a record of being in the industry, or having had experience training others or backing others or anything, and here they are disseminating information that oftentimes misleading, but there's also a marketing machine behind the industry that wants you to believe that all you have to do is open an account and follow some green dot, red dot to buy and sell and make money. If a green dot, red dot system works really well, nobody would be selling it. They would just be trading it in a fund. You'll feel frustrated and sometimes helpless. There will be periods of time, and I've gone through this so many times I can almost taste it. There's a lot of frustration. It just seems like you make some headway and you have a good week, and then you just give it away in a day the following week, and even more. It just feels like you make 2 steps forward and 16 steps back. This is part of the process. Your goal is to make sure that your losses are sustainable and that they don't take away the opportunity for you to continue to trade. Eventually a change has to occur within you to prevent that from happening. Your personality will undergo a transformation in order to make it. This is the truth. Nobody talks about this. I have not seen this written anywhere, but your personality, your perspective on losing and failure and success and money has to change, and it will change. And one of the things that is amazing about trading is even if you stop trading because you just can't do it anymore, you have to go get a job or whatever, you will walk away with a much higher level of awareness of who you are. There will always be something, in my opinion, at least with anybody that I've come into contact with, there will always be something that you'll take away from pursuing trading. Why? Because trading tests you at your core, and there's no BS. There's no way for you to lie your way out of your results. Your results are in black and white and in dollars and cents right in front of you. There's no way out. You will understand yourself better. You'll appreciate your abilities and weaknesses more. You'll start to identify things that you're good at, and the goal is to press those. And then you'll identify the weaknesses, and the goal is to minimize exposure to those weaknesses. Excuse me, and to work on strengthening those weaknesses. You will surprise yourself. That's an absolute truth, in my opinion. You will surprise yourself. There will be times when you will do things that you did not expect that you would do. There will be times when things will happen that you did not expect. There are definitely a lot of twists and turns and surprises on the way to learning to be a professional trader. You'll get used to and accept failure as a key part of learning. Most people do what they can to avoid failure. The best of us learn to accept failure as another indicator. Failure is not a bad thing. I know we grow up believing that it is, but it's not. Failure is simply an indication that the idea that you had in mind that you're trying to execute is not ready to be executed, or it needs more refinement, or you need more refinement. Something within you has to change. And then ultimately, whatever you do in trading, you have to make it your own. You have to make it your own. You cannot copy someone else's thing. You cannot copy someone else's software. You cannot copy someone else's plan. You can maybe get away with that for a little bit, but it's not sustainable. In the end, your goal is to understand what suits you, what works for you. Do the homework for it, the research, the stats, a lot of the things that I've shared. There are tons of videos on that on my website in the video archive. And then ultimately you have to make it your own. This is why you won't find me selling indicators or anything like that, because I know that that's just not the way to go. It's about you discovering what works for you and then just making it something that works for you. That's a big part of this process. And if you have questions, just get in contact with me, futurestrader71.com/contact. Again, this was the Trade Wisdom segment on success. I know it's a big one. The next ones will be shorter. Hopefully you got something out of this. As always, derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss, is not suitable for all investors. So do your homework carefully and do your own homework before you take on a trade. Good luck.